All right, ladies and gentlemen, streaming code. This happened to be, you understand me, International Reds Fashion Experience. And today's subject today is confidence. You see it right there, having confidence. The reason why I say having confidence is simply because you have to realize that when you're having confidence, you have to be able to, do something, and when you think of it, you're assertive. You're sure you can do it because you've practiced, you've done it many a times. You know what I mean? You rehearsed it. You know what I'm saying? Confidence is the foundation of with a lot of self-confident things that are empowering, positive mental attitude. Confidence is one of the things that assures you to be on the right path. When you repeatedly do something to build strength and confidence in what you do when you go out to do something, you know what I'm saying? The things you do are comfort zones that you fall into, that you have to get yourself out of, traveling and communicating with different types of people. You know what I'm saying? Not being in fear of going to different places where, different people that you might not never been around before. You don't worry about that because you have confidence because you've done this many a times. You've traveled. You've been to different states, different cities, different countries. So when you're around different people, you have no fear, no apprehension, or you don't have no doubt, or no, I mean, you're assertive yourself, you're sure of yourself, So you have the confidence. You understand? Just like when you're talking to women or talking to people, you're trying to sell, being a salesman, selling people things. You're good at selling stuff because you have confidence in relating to people and talking. You're a good talker, you know what I'm saying, because you practice talking. You know what I mean, continuously. These various things that you do, you understand me, that, put you in a situation to where you talk good. You understand? By you talking good, put you in a situation to where you have confidence. You know what I mean? When you say something to people, are you talking to strange people, or being a public speaker, speaking out in public, things like this, people have to practice. People have to build up their confidence to achieve these things because these are things that you just don't naturally have attack for. You have to build up your strength, your confidence. You have to build this up. You understand? And the way you build this up is by simply practicing. Like I told you when I was a youngster, how we practiced talking to women. That's how we built my confidence up to talking to women. I never had a problem with that when I was young. When you can lose your edge now when you get older, you don't talk to women like you did when you were young, and that's simply because you lose your edge, and you don't want to lose your edge. There's certain things you don't not want to lose your edge on. You want to keep continuously do that. When it comes to talking to women, I don't worry about that no more. That's something I don't do. I be quiet. I don't talk to people no more. I mean, I talk like for certain reasons, but I just don't talk to be talking. Like when I was young, I used to do that because I would practice for my vocabulary, for the conversation, and just to be, be on it. And at that time, I was, doing pennies and doing speed and doing different things to keep my mouth going, And that was all good at that time. It was all good for what it was served the purpose it was. I was fast Red and my partner was Steady Eddie. So we were moving fast and moving quick, you know what I'm saying? And that was what we did at the time. And that was all good because we could catch quick and catch good, In that area, it was all good, you understand me? But a fast catch I learned, you understand, from the old man Cadillac, that you don't want to have a fast catch, you got to concentrate on how to hold. So when I started concentrating on how to hold, I wasn't worried about catching it fast. It was catching and holding. If you caught and held, then you didn't worry, you understand me? And that's what my concentration was on then, was holding, you understand me? And the point of it is that you have to realize that you have to build confidence in anything you do. You have to be confident about it. And that comes from practice. It actually comes from practice. Your confidence is something you built yourself. You understand? You can lose your edge and you can build confidence. You can build Build your confidence by repeatedly doing certain things over and over again, to where you do them easily, and then you're confident about it. Speaking, driving a car, going places, traveling, being on the highway. You know, like traveling. I really love traveling. I like riding, on the road, traveling in the car. I achieved that by doing it so much that I really got confident about it, and I really enjoyed it. Being by myself, listening to music and driving. I really enjoyed that. That was one of the things I really appreciated. That's why I liked the highway so much. And playing on the highway when I had a car, I'd always take the highway. And then when I didn't, if I rode the bus or the train or whatever I did, I had confidence because I knew how to play and do what I had to do. You understand me? And shake them up real quick around the neighborhood, because I was confident. Well, I didn't worry about anything as far as it would have went down to, what I did, being a salesman. You know what I'm saying? That's what I really was. You know what I mean? But in my field, it was being a boss player. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather be a boss player than anything else because it's not a stigma like a drug dealer and a pimp. Those are two things that society hates. So why would you want to be affiliated with anything that society hates? It's not good. It's not good. Your boss player, you understand me? That title alone is acceptable. And what a player does is acceptable. You know what I mean? Because he plays for his money. It's really the best out of the whole bunch. But people don't like that title. You don't hear people using that title as much. Very few people out here use it, and when they use it to emphasize the other things that they're doing. And those are two different things. I talked about that before in my different episodes when I talked on those subjects. But I don't want to get into that. I'm just building up the confidence to do various things in life. You want to be not actually a jack of all trades, but you want to specialize in certain things that you do. You know what I mean? That you can win at, and that's legal, that you don't have to go to jail behind. You understand? You want to be in a certain field to where you can achieve your accomplishments, And by you doing that, you'll win. You know what I'm saying? You'll win to the utmost, you understand me? And that's how you want to do it. You want to be in that type of situation where you can deal with things with confidence and optimism. Confidence and optimism. Be optimistic about your endeavors, you know what I mean? You do what you do and do it with confidence. And you can't lose, you dig? You know what I mean? But do that like it's better when you're younger, like people that play instruments and do all this when you're a kid. You start applying these things when you're young. And then as you get older, it's automatic with you, and you get so good, you get really, really good. And then you might be able to be a professional person with this thing that you like doing, that you endeavored, and you enjoy it, and it's great. You know what I mean? And you win at something that you do that you love doing. When you love doing it and you do it well, and you have the confidence, then you'll do it continuously. If you do it haphazardly and you don't specify or perfect it to a degree where you feel well confident about it, well, then you're not going to really like doing it. You have to like certain things. Don't play one instrument and then play something else. Find something that you like to do and stick with it. Because people that play this for a minute and then go to something else, get bored and dealing with it. No. Find what you like and concentrate on it, because you're going to have to build up confidence. You're going to have to get good at it. It takes time to get good at something, And that's the way it is, you know what I'm saying? It's just like being a conversationalist or doing speaking, to being a commentator. I'm a commentator, I commentate, you know what I mean? And by me being a commentator, I like to talk, you understand me, myself to people, to an audience, but talk myself to them. It's all right to have a guest when you want to have guests. It's all right. It's good to have guests. I don't mind having, but I can do a show without guests. I don't really understand me be the one to where I say, hey man, you need guests, you got to have this. No, I do what I do because that's what I want to do. And it's my show and I do it the way I want to do it. I don't let people interact or get in my way with what I do, you know what I'm saying? Because when you build confidence, it's like anything, you know. You go at it with the fact that, hey, I'm gonna be good at this, I'm gonna be great. But first you have to say to yourself, okay, say if you want to be confident, you're a shy person, and you want to be able to talk to people, you know, then you start talking to different people, you know. And if it's like a person that you're not sociable, outgoing when it comes to the opposite sex or whatever it is, then you talk to people of your sex and talk confidently to them, and then you start talking to women, you know. And before you know it, you understand me, when you start talking to them, you'll get to where it won't be no problem. But you have to practice, 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 and continuously keep doing it. If you don't continuously, you lose your edge. You got to keep practicing. Because something that you haven't made secondhand, you know, you'll lose your edge and it will become difficulty again, you know, because you have to practice, practice, and keep it up. You know what I mean? It becomes automatic. And then when it becomes automatic, you still have to keep doing it because you can lose the, you know, edge on that when you don't continuously do it, you know. You understand what I'm saying? But when you once have it down pat and you're not worried about it, when you once have it down pat, you understand me, and you're not tripping off of it, you understand me, because you know within yourself, you understand me, that you're a person that that doesn't have to worry about it. You understand me? Simply because you already got that you already got that down, right? You got that down the way you're not you're doing it and you're confident and you're doing it good, right? When you once do it good, then you love doing it because then you start enjoying it. Then it's an enjoyment. It's just like me when I was learning to ride a skateboard. At first it was hard, I was falling, messing up. Then I started doing tricks on the skateboard when I was young. I started doing tricks. Then I started flipping and doing all kind of fancy stuff. You know, I was really, really doing it, you know, extraordinary. Then you get to showing off and having fun too. When you get good at it. And you see these guys with these bikes and they hold a wheelie and they keep it up in the air a long time. They got confidence in that. Because they learned it, and when they once learned it, they might have fell a few times. Then when they once got it packed, they loved it. Then they start loving it, and then they start doing it all the time. And the more they do it, the better they are at it. Like anything, you know. You understand what I'm saying? So it's just like you do what you want to do, that you enjoy. It's like people that go surfing. I was a surfer, but I never actually learned how to surf in the water, but I was surfing on a skateboard. And I hung with surfers at one time, you know. I just never got to the point to where I went to the water with the surfboard. You know what I mean? But the surfers was a type of people. It's just like hippies are a type of people. You know, players were a type of people. You know, different people are people. The cool kids are cool. You know what I mean? Then you got the surfers, and you got in my era when I was coming up, you had different types of people. I've had a chance to be involved in all of them. I was with the Mexicans at one time. Then I was with the white kids at one time. And then I was with the black kids. See, I had a chance to be with all of them and try them all out when I was coming up because I lived in different neighborhoods. I lived in a neighborhood with white kids. I lived in a neighborhood with Spanish kids. And I lived in a neighborhood with black kids. So I've had a little bit of everything. So when I was coming up, I didn't have no prejudice. I didn't have no lack of confidence of talking to different people out of different races. Some people can't do that because their upbringing is different. By me being brought up around different nationalities at the time, you know, and then I was around a Oriental dude that was real cool. He was a cool, acting like he was a black type of Chinaman dude. He had his hair in a pump, and he looked like, and he had that, and he listened to jazz, and he was on a different kick. You know what I mean? But he was acting like he was black. So it's like at the time when I got to be a teenager, like 16, 15, 16, 15 really, I was already, you understand me, being cool. Before I got influenced to the streets, I was already on the way because when I went to school, I was identifying with the people that was cool and was sharp. And was dressing because dressing was what I like to do, you know. So it was like, that's why I said I got confidence when I go out and step out the door looking good. That's automatic. I got confidence in how I look when I step out and look good. A lot of people couldn't put nothing on like this and not feel self-conscious or whatever because they don't have the confidence. See, I have the confidence because dressing is my forte, you understand me? You know, so that's what I do. So I don't have a problem with my dressing, you know what I mean, as it being a very good blessing. You understand? Because you have to look at things like, hey, man, you know, whatever you're going to do, whoever you're going to be, you have to be your best self. You understand? And that's the reason why I say that, you know, you have to realize, man, that confidence, out of all the attributes, that's the one I want to have is confidence. The main one, because if you have the confidence, you'll try something, you'll do this because you'll be confident that you're going to achieve it. And eventually you will achieve it because you have the confidence to believe that you will. You know, confidence and belief and all this is all part of the things you need to have to win. You know, you want to have the confidence. You want to be able to achieve your goals and your challenges. You know, it's something that you have to do. You know, you have to be confident enough. It's just like me. I would go to a town by myself or whatever, even with my cars, and hit the track or whatever, and I'd be by myself. I wouldn't have to run into nobody to spread my wings and do what I have to do. You know what I mean? And be on top of my game. I do it without a crowd or without a bunch of people. A lot of people, they have, even though they have confidence, they got to have a crowd or somebody to be showing off for it. You know what I mean? If ain't nobody around, they ain't going to say nothing to me. Myself, I get quiet when there's a lot of people around. And I was a gifted talker, you understand me? Still am a gifted talker. I was a gifted talker, but I would say my conversation for who those I want to hear, you know what I mean? A lot of times I would underplay it, you know what I mean? I would minimize my you know, how good I talk because I wasn't in the hipping business. I wasn't trying to hip people to what I knew I could do, you know what I mean? Because it wasn't for them, you know? Because they would try to steal, but you say something slick, a line or something, they'd try to take your line and go down the next corner and use it. That's how shallow these people was, man. These cats, man, you know what I mean? They were counterfeit, man. And they even worse nowadays. So I don't let people know how sharp I am. I know they say, why you do that? No, when I'm checking somebody or when I got a reason to let them know, then I will. But other than that, man, I keep myself quiet and smooth, man, because I know I have confidence about myself. You know, I don't have to trip, you know. And it's a thing like that, is that what you have to do, you understand me, is be on top of your game. You be on top of what we call game is knowledge, but we say game. You're on top of yourself. You know, on top of, you know what I mean, out of your business. You know, and you ain't got to prove nothing to nobody because, hey, man, look, I'm 71, going on 72. I'll be 72 in a few months, you know. And I'm happy. I'm not trying to do nothing wrong or stress myself out about something or nothing. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to enjoy life. I'm just trying to enjoy life to the fullest. Go to concerts, go to events. You know what I'm saying? And stay sharp every day and dress as I'm blessed and be thankful and grateful. You know, that's all I'm trying to do. I'm living my best life right now. So I'm not worried about what the next people do or what they've been doing or what they're trying to do. That's their business. I'm not worried about it. You know, I don't worry about if somebody, what they got or what they doing. But they got big jury or whatever. I'm not trying to keep up with them people. I'm not in the competition. I'm in competition with myself. I do everything I do is for my, I'm being my better each and every day. I'm being my best self. I'm being better than I can be to me. Not no competition, not no, you know what I mean? That's over with. I was in competition when I was on the track 20-something years ago. You know what I'm saying? When I was on active duty, then I was in competition. That's when you're in competition, you know. And a lot of these cats, they don't even know what being in competition is. Because all they do is talk the talk. They don't really walk the walk. They don't really be really doing nothing, you know. They be exaggerating and lying and not being all the way down. You know. Most of them be retired, but they don't want to admit that they retired. And they are retired and they try to act like they still doing something, you know. Well, that's okay. They do what they want to. That's their business. With me, I'm gonna be straight up and be real about it. You understand? You know, I'm not doing nothing. I'm retired. You understand what I'm saying? And like I always say, you never let nobody know where you've been. You understand me? Unless you want to, you can tell them where you've been. But where you going and where you at, you ain't gotta say nothing about that. That's your business. You understand? That's how you keep haters out your mix. They gonna hate anyway, but but don't give them a reason to hate. You know what I'm saying? Don't give them a reason to hate. Don't fan fire to the flame. You understand me? Don't add fire to the flame. You know what I mean? You keep everything at a misdemeanor. You understand me? At an intimate, at a misdemeanor level. You know, you keep everything simple. You understand? You don't try to, you know, make nothing complicated. You know what I mean? Getting involved with different people, trying to help. Like I'm gonna help these people get this spot. They need a spot. I know the people that can help them get a spot. I'm gonna do what I can to help them. They got to do that, man. I'm not stressing them over that. Helping people, man. I helped my nephew, and he couldn't come through. You know, so hey, you know about anybody else? What am I gonna do? You know, I'm gonna help this one person because it's a friend of my friend, one of my good friends. So I'm gonna help them. Yeah. But I mind my own business. I don't be going out telling people, oh, I can do this, I can do that, I can help you, I can do, you know, bragging. Because all you doing is putting yourself out there. And I ain't trying to put myself out there because I ain't trying to prove nothing to nobody, you know, or none of that. You know, just like people say, oh, you know the mayor, you know, the governor, you know, these people. Yeah, I know them, but man, but because I know these people, don't mean I'm going to be asking them or doing anything for. I don't need them for myself, and I ain't going to get them. I ain't going to ask them for nobody else. You understand me? You know, because there was one while there I was trying to move, but shoot, man, they remodeled my place. I'm cool. I ain't trying to go nowhere, but everybody say, oh, you need a bigger spot, you need this. No, if I'm comfortable with all my clothes, the way I'm maneuvering myself, you understand me, then I'm cool. You know, you got to do what's best for you. Nobody else could tell you how to live. Nobody else could tell you anything. If you got confidence and you can go about doing what you want to do and get on top of things, you know, to do what you want to do. If you want to protest, you want to do this and do that, you want to march, you want to, whatever you do, if you're doing it and you're doing it because you want to, that's okay. But don't let other people try to convince you and tell you what you need to do and make you feel like you ain't living good, you ain't doing nothing. You know, don't never let nobody tell you ain't doing nothing if you feel like you are. Don't never let that, because that's what people do. They try to break down your confidence and try to make you feel like you ain't doing nothing when you're doing what you want to do. When you're doing what you want to do and you're doing what makes you happy, they want to diminish you because they don't want you to be as on as you could be. So they'll tell you that you ain't doing nothing to upset you. They're not doing that to make you do more. They're doing that to disturb your peace of mind because they want you to analyze yourself and say, well, hey, man, maybe I can do more. Maybe I can do this. No. Don't let other people influence you to do something that you don't want to do because they want to make you feel like you're not living to your potential. No, you do what makes you happy. And that's why I do with me and mine, for me and mine. And me and mine is my Queen Beverly and me, her family, my family. I do for them. As far as visiting them or seeing them or whatever I do it at the time. But if you don't respond to me and I respond to you, I'm not going to feel bad about it. I'm not going to chase you and get upset and trip because I called you, I went to visit you and I did this. And then a month later, I call you on your phone. You don't answer the phone. You don't call me back or nothing. Then I call you another holiday and you don't call me and whatever, right? You don't do this, right? So I'm thinking, you know what I mean, you ignoring me or whatever. It's the same thing when you don't give me your new number when you moved. Oh, you got a new phone number, but you didn't tell me about it. It's the same thing because you should have told me that you had a new number, not thinking I was trying to call you. So I'm not gonna respond to you. When you give me the new number, then I'll talk to you about it. But I'm gonna roast you about why you didn't tell me about it. You know? Because when you wanted something, or when you wanted somebody to be at your party, or when you wanted somebody to come to your house, I was there. You understand? So you can't tell me nothing, because I did the best I can do, so I'm not going to feel bad about it. I got confidence in the way I acted and the way I treated the situation, and I don't feel bad about it, because people will try to put things on you to make you feel like you didn't do something right. And you could be as right as you can be, and you can do everything you can do to be a good person and do what's right. And then the ones that don't care and don't give it no regards, they running after them. The ones that causing drama. Man, I'm not gonna let that get. Man, I'm not gonna sweat none of that. Matter of fact, I'm not gonna have nothing to do with them. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be a person to be taking care of my business, and like I said, me and mine. And specifically my Queen Beverly, me and her do it for each other, and we help one another, and we're making each other happy. You understand? You know? Because everyone else got their own significant other, you know? So they have to do what they have to do for their people, their significant other, you understand me? They have to do what they have to do for them. And that's good, because I'm going to handle my business and look after mine, you know? And that's what I do, because I'm being the best I can be. And that's all that matters. If you happy with who you with, and your life is groovy. Because anything else, it ain't none of nobody's business. That's how you keep your haters away. When you brag and be all out there telling people what you doing or what you got, if whether you have it or not, it's nobody's business. If you want to tell people because you feel you have to let them know, that's you. I don't tell nobody nothing, you know. You know, when I had 5 cars and I was doing my thing on the track, it was significantly necessary to flash and high side at the time, because I was on active duty. And these are the tools that you need to be winning in the game. You understand? But like now, man, I don't let nobody know what I'm doing. I don't let the left hand know what the right hand doing. You know, and all by my reputation of what things I had and who I had. Man, today, man, when I got chosen and women got with me, they got with me because they knew who I was. The proof is in the pudding. It wasn't nothing I said. It was what I showed. It's what I showed. The suits I wore, the dressing and the looking and all that. All that I did, man, that was the reason. You understand? You know, that's the things that made me, understand me, a giant in the game and a giant in life. You know? You understand what I'm saying? And you do it like that. You know? But the point of it is like this. You have to have confidence, you know, to be a salesman, to be anything you be. If you be a doctor, if you got to go to school, you got to have confidence that you can go and be the best you can be. You got to see yourself being that best person at the end of that education, doing all that paperwork and doing. You got to see yourself in the operating room, being a successful. You understand me, doctor? You know, you have to do that. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what you have to do. If that's what you want to be, you understand? Don't let nobody tell you can't do something. You know what I mean? You can be anything you want to be. The point of it is, you have to be disciplined, the sacrifice, the discipline, confidence and discipline. These are the 2 main things you need to have to achieve, you know, your goals that you're pursuing. If you're pursuing any kind of goals and you want to win and you want to be a giant in life, you have to pursue your goals. And you have to have confidence, and you have to practice. You have to see confidence is built. You build confidence. You understand? Nothing comes easy. You have to build it. So you have to have the discipline. That's why I say discipline and confidence they go together. Like, you have to have discipline, you understand me, to build confidence. You dig? If you got the discipline, you can build your confidence. You know what I mean? When it comes to being good at something. Whatever you want to be good at, you discipline yourself to build your confidence at that area, you know. And sacrifice, and you have to make sacrifices. You know, it's a circle of things you have to do, you know what I mean, to achieve these. But these things are to be achieved if you want them. First you got to focus on what you want and make sure you know that's what you're interested in, and that's where you want to go, what direction you want to go in. You know. And the material things and the money, all that comes. That comes with just being down. When you be down, you're going to win. You know, that's when you be down, the sacrifice and the discipline. You know what I mean? And you build your confidence. And that's how that goes, you understand? You're going to build confidence. See, confidence is going to be built. You understand? That's something that you build. As long as you know how to build confidence, you'll win. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I got to cut this show short because this is International Red's giant fashion experience. Believe that, you understand me. Next time, stay tuned.